Hello friends, today something a little different on this channel. I was recently invited to take part in a little remix project for a Norwegian artist, Eth Eonel, and I want to give you a little insight, a little behind the scenes on how this remix came to be. So the song I got to play around with is called Sandman. It's a quirky little jazz funk song. It's just about 1 minute and 10 seconds long, and I made a 7.5 minute Breakcore track out of it, which is new for me as well, so it was really fun trying this out. I went this route because the original is around 96 BPM, so it didn't really work out to try this in a techno tempo from 130, 140 BPM. You would have to needed to slow it down or speed it up too much. Didn't sound so well. So yeah, this is the alternative. So yeah, let's see what we had to build with. So here you can hear the drums. What I did here is put the feedbacker on top of it. It's a really nice little device by a Japanese developer called Amigo Sampler. You can get this on Gumroad for very short money. And it does a lot of things. It adds some feedback, of course, some reverb, delay, some drive and limiting, some noise, some bit crushing. You can do a lot with a very small machine, and as you can hear here, it gives a lot of presence to the sound. Let me show you how it sounds as the original in comparison. And this is how it sounds, the feedback on top of it. Creates a lot of density, a lot of presence, and already we were very close to breakcore territory here, sound-wise. So from the drums I made a few loops. And layering them already gives a nice little backbone to our whole track. So let's move on to the bass. Again, we have the feedback on top of it, just to show you the comparison. It's already quite punchy with the feedbacker. It's getting nasty. So again, I made a few loops to play around with in the final track. Could have made a lot more loops from the original stem. There's a lot of great material in it, even though it's just 70 seconds. So let's take a listen at our synth sounds. So this is the original piano. I intentionally warped it with the beats function to give it a little more glitchy sound, which I actually kind of like in this case. There you can hear it. And added on top the chaos pad for a little wah-wah effect. Already sounds quite nice. But we need more synths, so I converted the original audio into MIDI files, and if you ever tried this Ableton, you know it doesn't work out so well, so there's a lot of note pushing around. So what I ended up with is probably not exactly the original melody, but it's close enough, and hopefully also in harmony. this is a collab from the wavetable from Ableton. And finally we have a third synth, which is the Pendulate, which is actually a free synth. You can get us. I put a link in the description. It's based on chaos theory, so does a lot of chaotic sounds. Has also a randomized function. Very, very useful. Makes some really, really nice sounds. Definitely check it out. Yeah, this is what happens when you convert to MIDI through Ableton. Just added these dark bass sounds. I don't know why it moved notes down there, but it sounds really nice, so I just left it in. What else do we have? Of course, vocals. Again, I show you the original first.
Call on the Sandman, he will certainly make you sleep. He's groovy as hell, it'll get hot as well, and he
let's
doesn't
see
look
how
like
it sounds with my favorite plugin, the
Call
Feedbacker.
him and get up for a dance with the Sandman, swinging into the night.
I love it. Alright, what else do we have? Of course, breaks.
Swing to the Sandman.
So for breaks, of course, we use the Amigo plugin, which is, if you are just vaguely interested in drum and bass, breakbeat sounds, jungle, breakcore, you probably heard about this one. Really made the rounds earlier this year. It's a sampler that tries to emulate original early 90s sample software that was used for the early drum and bass and breakcore tracks. Including some new quality of life improvements that make everything in the sampler automatable, which is a big game changer, and a lot of old head drum and bass producers were saying like, oh man, I waited 30 years for this. So yeah, definitely if that's music you want to make, get it, it's pretty cheap as well. So this first break is constructed from the original Sandman drum stem. Turn off the feedbacker, you can hear it. And of course hand constructed and rearranged to our needs. And we have a couple of more breaks. This one uses the beat repeat from live to give it like a taily effect. This one I think is from an old dub sample pack. Same as this one. Yeah, all hand built. Takes a bit of time, but it's really worth it, and you can toy around a lot. What you will see later. And finally, we have some beats from my favorite drum computer, the Korg Electroipe. If you listen to this in solo, you hear that the notes are all a little off grid, which is mainly to make it work with both the shuffled original samples as well as our drum breaks. So yeah, so much for that. Let's see how everything works in arrangement. So basically what we have, let's just start from the beginning. I built this in 4 parts. As I said, the original is very short, a minute and a bit. So basically we have a 16-bar intro, and then the original song is about 52 bars, I think, and edited always a 20-bar interlude. So it's very geometric, actually very DJ friendly. If this is something you would play out on a DJ set, it would just work fine. So first part is mainly everything from the original, so it's very, very close to the original song, and introduces basically everything the original is made of. And we used a transition to introduce the breaks. Now the bass is just looping. So this part is really just focused on the drums, the breaks, and has a few sprinkles from the original vocals and the Pendulate Synth thrown in for good measure. This is getting intense. So the third part introduces our synth sounds again into it, the mix, and still leaves out the vocals. Down here you see, so these are our 4 breaks, and you see they're rarely playing all 4 at the same time. With Breakcore it's really problematic. One issue to kind of balance out the chaos you want from all the drums on top of each other and all the crazy little micro edits, and structure to not make it like too chaotic. So yeah, there were a lot of little details, a lot of little edits. Let me just go into the breaks in solo to show you all the little detail work that goes into producing something like this. There's a lot of little copy pasting, and then of course all the automations you can do with the Amigo plugin. And I always try to build this in a way that the breaks kind of are in a question and answer situation. So when something happens in one break, then something later happens in another break, and it sounds like they are interacting with each other. To give it more like a jazzy jam session feel. So there's a lot of manual labor, but it's really fun to kind of work on all these little details. you can also probably hear, it's not like too crazy if you listen to some modern breakcore. It's really aggressive, so I wanted to keep it in a more jazzy feel, like first square pusher, old FX trim, in this vein. Yeah, so all in all, it took about, I don't know, maybe 10 hours to make. It was really fun. Enjoyed working on this a lot. So yeah, thanks Kenneth for letting me take part in this project. Really had a lot of fun with it. Hope you enjoy the remix. I put links to the original as well as the remix into the description. Please check them out. And also please let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Until next time.